So Democratic Congressman Richie Torres of New York is calling for an ethics investigation into President Trump's plan to accept a $400 million luxury jetliner from Qatar. In a letter to multiple government watchdog agencies, Congressman Torres calls out what he describes as a, quote, flying grift. And Congressman Richie Torres joins us now. He's in Washington along with our Katty Kay. Katty, take it away.
Congressman, what is it about the plane? I mean, there are lots of business deals being done. There are the meme coins, but somehow this plane has got your Republican colleagues who've been remarkably silent about Donald Trump's activities so far actually speaking out. Why you're calling for this investigation and why focus on the plane?
Well, it's too shocking to ignore. And instead of draining the swamp, as Donald Trump promised, he's filling the swamp to an extent never seen before. He's filling the swamp with a Qatari Air Force One and a personal meme coin. Donald Trump's receipt of a $400 million presidential palace in the sky, maybe the largest gift that's ever been conferred on any president by any foreign government. I've described it as a flying grift, and he should be facing accountability. But I have no confidence in the Department of Justice. As you know, the Attorney General has put DOJ's stamp of approval on a transaction that violates the U.S. Constitution. Like the Emoluments Clause prohibits any president from receiving any gift from a foreign government without the approval of Congress. And we have to send a message that no one, including Donald Trump, is above the law.
Congressman, good morning. I'm reading a quote from you the other day. You say, quote, in the cruelest irony, Air Force One will have something in common with Hamas, paid for by Qatar, if this deal does go through and become Air Force One. We should underline again that experts say it would cost $1 billion and perhaps take until after the president's term to retrofit this plane to make it safe, secure for a president of the United States. So we put that to the side. I'm curious what you make of the Republican criticism, what it says about a group on Capitol Hill, as you know better than anyone, who's very reluctant to criticize or cross this president, that they have really, to a man and a woman, been speaking out against this idea.
Well, look, the Republicans have largely been complicit. Instead of holding Donald Trump accountable, the Republicans have been enabling a pattern of presidential profiteering. I mean, not only is Donald Trump receiving a flying palace from the Qatari royal family, but he's been caught selling access to the White House to the 220 highest bidders for his personal meme coin. Meanwhile, a separate foreign government has agreed to give $2 billion to World Liberty Financial, which is owned by the Trump family. And if you invest $2 billion in foreign deposits in U.S. treasuries yielding 4% a year, that's $80 million in profits. So there are layers and layers and layers of grift and influence peddling to which the Republican Party has largely turned a blind eye. And the Republicans face a test. We have to ask the Republicans, where does your loyalty lie? Does it lie with the Constitution, or does it lie with Donald Trump? Are we governed by the rule of law, or are we governed by a cult of personality?
I wanted to ask you about something that you have recently said about Senator John Fetterman. You've come to his defense. He's been considered by many to be incapable of continuing service there in the United States Senate. And you've said that actually it has more to do with his view on Israel than his mental health. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I have no insight into the workings of Senator Fetterman's office, but I just find it curious that he had challenges back in 2022 when he first ran for the Senate, and I do not recall any of his critics voicing concerns. And the moment there was a change in his politics, then he suddenly became a target. Some people would call that a coincidence. I feel it's too coincidental to be a coincidence. So I'm suspicious. I've been in politics for about 20 years. I've been an elected official for 10 years. I know a hit job when I see one.
Congressman, can we take it back to your district? Because I have a feeling that I don't know how much they're talking about the Qatari plane. I don't know how much they're talking about the health of Senator Fetterman, but they probably are talking about Medicaid and what's happening up on the Hill. How would what is being proposed at the moment in the bill affect your district and your constituents?
There is no congressional district in America that has a greater stake in Medicaid than my congressional district in the Bronx. 67% of my district is enrolled in Medicaid. In my district, more than 70% of children more than 80% of nursing home residents, more than 90% of baby deliveries are covered by Medicaid. There is not a single safety net hospital in the Bronx that could survive the kind of draconian cuts that the Republican Party is proposing. So the Republican $715 billion assault on Medicaid is a catastrophe for congressional districts like mine, but it's a catastrophe for the country. In most major counties in America, both urban and rural, both blue and red, the largest employer tends to be the healthcare provider. And you're destabilizing the largest employers in America.
You know, Congressman, there's long been this belief among Republicans, whether they said it in front of microphones or not. It was there when Republicans were trying to cut Medicaid by $240 billion in 1995 to help fund tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans. There was this belief that, oh, Medicaid helps people of color in urban districts. The fact is, here we are in 2025. It's people in red state America. It's rural hospitals that are actually disproportionately impacted by this. With that reality, I'm curious. We're hearing Donald Trump saying repeatedly Medicaid will not be cut. We have guests coming on this show who are Republicans who are saying Medicaid will not be cut. And yet, here are the numbers. It looks like Medicaid is going to be cut. Do we have any specific numbers right now on what the Republican House plan is to slash Medicaid funding? So let's be honest, so they can pay for tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans.
So Republicans are going to defund Medicaid by $715 billion in order to fund more than $8 trillion in tax cuts. Not for everyday Americans, but simply for the top 1%. Under Donald Trump and congressional Republicans, 13.7 million Americans are in danger of losing their health coverage, not only because of the Republican reconciliation bill, but because of a Trump regulation and the expiration of the Affordable Care Act's subsidies, premium tax credits. So 13.7 million Americans. And keep in mind that Medicaid has become as vital to senior citizens as Medicare. In New York, the elderly and the disabled make up 20% of Medicaid enrollees, but 60% of Medicaid expenses. And so make no mistake, the Republican Party's attack on Medicaid is an attack on the elderly and the disabled, the most vulnerable people in our society.
And again, that's in red state America and blue state America. Mika, there have been estimates that up to 50% of children in rural America get their primary health care from Medicaid.
Right.
We all know so many parents of ours and grandparents who go into nursing facilities, especially in rural America. Mm-hmm. They go into Medicaid-funded facilities. This will be absolutely devastating, not only for people in cities and in urban centers. It'll be especially devastating, disproportionately devastating to Americans in red state America, and especially to those rural hospitals that are going to shut down. And when they shut down, that means families are going to have to drive maybe 100, 150 miles if they're in certain states to get the type of health care that they need.
And this is the spot where Democrats should stay in, like Richie Torres, that not sit back and watch things happen.
Right.
Because this impacts everybody. And if there's any way to help.